Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. So today, we're taking a really close, evidence-based look at something we literally interact with every single day, our diet. Specifically, we're going to unpack the foundations of heart health and dive into the incredible and honestly, sometimes misunderstood role of protein. But right off the bat, let me ask you a question that might hit kind of close to home. How are those weight loss resolutions actually going? Look, if you're one of the millions who recently decided to, focus on your health and drop a few pounds, you might be looking for a little inspiration right about now. And the really wonderful truth here is that while lifelong health is best built early, it is absolutely never, ever too late to improve. The key to revitalizing your whole health journey, it might actually be sitting right there on your plate. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. First, we've got the balanced diet foundation. Then, zooming in on protein. Third, calculating your protein needs. Fourth, picking your protein sources. And finally, smart tips for success. Section 1, the balanced diet foundation. Before we get hyper-focused on just one macronutrient, we really need to understand the whole environment it operates in, right? Your overall dietary pattern. According to updated guidelines from the American Heart Association and Navarro Regional Hospital, the research shows that U.S. adults who stick closely to high-quality diets actually see a 14 to 28% lower cardiovascular disease mortality rate. I mean, think about that. That's a massive reduction in risk just by focusing on your overall eating habits instead of stressing over a restrictive list of dietary no-nos. And the World Health Organization totally backs this up with 4 core principles: adequacy, balance, moderation, and diversity. When you get right down to it, preventing major stuff like diabetes or heart disease essentially boils down to eating a really diverse mix of minimally processed foods. It means crowding out the bad stuff, like excess salt that spikes blood pressure and added sugars that drive weight gain, and replacing them with nutrient-dense whole foods. I actually love this insight from Dr. Aaron Crouch, a cardiologist over at Medical Associates of Navarro County. He says maintaining a healthy weight through a balanced diet and healthy exercise has a large impact on your heart health. Make these indulgences a small part of what you eat overall. See, the goal isn't strict, miserable deprivation. The goal is balance. It's really just about making sure every calorie you consume is bringing actual value to your body. Section 2, zooming in on protein. All right, now we're shifting our focus to a specific macronutrient that so many of us, especially older adults and anyone actively trying to lose weight, actually get wrong. Dr. Deborah Sullivan, chair of the Department of Dietetics and Nutrition at the University of Kansas Medical Center, points out a really vital distinction. She notes that while most Americans eat sufficient protein, the data consistently shows older adults do not consume enough. And hey, if you're trying to lose weight, protein is absolutely your best friend. A high-protein diet promotes muscle maintenance and aids in weight loss by significantly increasing your satiety. Basically, it keeps you feeling comfortably full. Plus, it supports healthy blood sugar levels and your metabolism. Now, what's super fascinating here is how your body will physically flag you down when it's deficient. If you aren't getting enough protein, your body sounds the alarm. You might actually see swelling in your feet, hands, legs, or abdomen just from fluid buildup. You could even experience mood changes like depression or aggression. Why? Because your body literally cannot manufacture enough dopamine and serotonin without protein. And of course, you'll feel weakness and tiredness from a loss of muscle mass, which can even lead to anemia. Wild, right? Section 3. Calculating your protein needs. So, the million-dollar question, how do we make sure we get enough? Let's do a little bit of math to figure out exactly what your body needs. The National Academy of Medicine says protein should make up roughly 10% to 35% of your daily calories, with the rest split between carbs and fat. But if you're focusing on weight loss, Dr. Sullivan recommends aiming right for that 20% to 30% mark for protein. By swapping out some of those carbs and fats for beneficial proteins, you are unlocking some seriously incredible health benefits. Let's break this down into actual grams. The standard recommended dietary allowance, the RDA, is 0.80 grams per kilogram of body weight. So for a 175-pound person, that's about 64 grams of protein a day just to meet basic needs. But the data shows that if you want to optimize for weight loss, stop muscle loss, and increase that feeling of fullness, you really want to bump that up to 1.0 to 1.2 grams per kilogram. So for that exact same 175-pound person, the goal is now roughly 80 to 95 grams of protein a day. Think of protein like the architectural scaffolding of your body. When you're losing weight, you need that extra scaffolding to ensure you're burning fat, not tearing down your own muscle. Okay, I do need to pause for a really crucial medical caveat right here. While protein is fantastic, more isn't automatically better for everyone. Excess protein can actually be harmful if you have poor kidney function, simply because your body might struggle to filter out those extra protein components. And since a lot of folks with chronic kidney disease, diabetes, or high blood pressure already have lowered kidney function, consulting a nutritionist or your doctor is always highly advised before making any drastic dietary changes.
Section 4. Picking your protein sources.
So, assuming you are all cleared to up your protein, where should we be getting it from without wrecking our heart health with excess saturated fat? Well, you've got an incredible variety of options. You definitely don't have to just eat plain grilled chicken every single day. Lean animal proteins are great. Things like seafood, eggs, and Greek yogurt are excellent sources. But plant-based options? Foods like black beans, tofu, or chia seeds, those pack a massive protein punch alongside vital fiber and minerals, and they do it completely without the high cholesterol you'd find in fattier animal meats. Section 5, Smart Tips for Success. All right, let's move to our final section and see how all of this builds together into actionable steps you can start using at your very next meal. Step 1, be really selective with lean meats. Step 2, talk with a dietitian so you can get a tailored health profile. Step 3, go for soy. Getting 25 grams a day can actually lower your cholesterol. Step 4, eat more plants. Step 5 is absolutely critical. Hydrate all day long to prevent any discomfort as you suddenly up your protein intake. And finally, step 6, grab a protein shake when you're on the go and strop for time. We've covered a whole lot of ground today, all the way from the broad strokes of a balanced diet down to the specific grams of protein you need to thrive. So I'm going to leave you with this provocative question to chew on today. Take a look at your very next plate. Is it working for you or is it working against you? You now have the knowledge and the structure to ensure every single calorie brings value. Thank you so much for learning with me today in this explainer. Until next time, stay focused and stay healthy.